What up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Josh, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about what it's like living in the Disney College Program housing that they provide for us, which is called Flamingo Crossings Village. So this is just kind of part of a series of the Disney College Program. I've been creating a bunch of different videos on what it's like to be a part of the Disney College Program, the different roles associated with the Disney College Program, and I'm also going to give you guys talk to you guys about my experience on the Disney College Programs, the pros and cons and whatnot. But today I'm talking to you guys about my honest review of what living at Flamingo Crossings Village was like. Alright, so let's get this video started. So I've kind of got an iPad over here if I look over here just to have my notes down. But the very first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is what the room formats are like at Flamingo Crossing Village. So there are 3 different options if you decide to live there, right? So there's a 2x2, which pretty much means you'll be sharing a room with someone else, and then you'll be sharing a bathroom as well. There's a 4x2, which means you'll get your own bedroom, but you'll have to share a bathroom. And then there's a 4x4, which means you'll get your own bedroom and your own bathroom. And I'm going to put down the different prices on this video. I'm not exactly sure on the top of my head what the different price points are. But no, the 2x2 is the cheapest, 4x2 is the next, and then the 4x4 is the most expensive option. Now, on my college program, I lived in the 2x2. So I actually shared a room with someone else, shared a bathroom with someone else. It ended up working out just perfectly fine, but that was kind of my experience doing it. So yeah, those are the 3 different options. Now, you can, they kind of ask you what your preference would be, so you're able to put down which one you would prefer to live in. However, none of it is actually guaranteed. So you might end up wanting a 4x2, but you end up getting a 2x2, or you might end up wanting a 4x4, but you get a 2x2. And that's just because so many people want their own bedroom, and there's a lot of 2x2s on property, so you might end up getting a 2x2. Now, if you preference a 2x2, I'm pretty sure it's pretty much guaranteed that you're going to get a 2x2, but if you preference the other 2, just know you might end up getting a 2x2 instead. So those are the different room formats. So next, I just kind of wanted to talk to you about what living at Flamingo is kind of like, what amenities they have, what's kind of the vibe. So it really is a gorgeous campus. It kind of feels like you're living on a college campus when you step foot. So the buildings have 4 floors. Each one has an apartment. There's multiple different multiple different buildings at Flamingo, and there's 2 different campuses. So you have East Campus and you have West Campus. Now, East Campus is kind of the main campus that they have. That's where they put all of their events on, and that's where you'll go for kind of the start of your program. That's where the orientation will be and all of that. So that's all going to happen at East. West is kind of the quieter side of things. And on West, you're closer to different food places around the area. So it's also just kind of a quieter atmosphere and quieter vibe. So it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. East is kind of the main one. That's where everything's going to be happening. But West, you're kind of closer to the Target and the food. And it's just kind of a quieter vibe. Now, at both campuses, you have different amenities. So one of the things that you have at both campuses is a gym. And the gym is really nice, and typically, in my experience, it wasn't crowded at all. So you could go at 3 p.m., 4 p.m., even late at night, and for the most part, there wouldn't be too many people in there. And it's a really, really nice gym. And something that I kind of hate when going into gyms is having to wait for equipment and it being so busy. So that was really nice about this gym, is it just was never busy. You could always get what you wanted. The gym also had like a studio in there where you could film a dance thing, or you could do ab workouts or different things in there as well. So that was really nice. They also have pools. So each campus has 2 separate pools. The pool has a hot tub, and it also has a TV. And so they'll play like movies at nighttime, especially in the summertime. The pools are popping, right? There's lots of people. That's actually how I met a lot of people in my college program. Is the very first week I was just in the pool, getting to know people, playing games with them, talking in the hot tub, that kind of thing. So that's honestly a really good place to meet people as well. If you're there in the hotter months. In the winter, less and less people are definitely using the pool. But then there's also different recreation. So they have ping pong tables. They have like this building where they've got TVs in there and different desks and chairs and just like a place to kind of vibe with people. They've got a volleyball court. They've got a basketball court. They have like this green lawn where you can play like spike ball and whatever else you want to play, like corn in the hole, stuff like that. So the actual amenities that Flamingo has is really, really nice stuff. And you can also check out different equipment. They have like a whole list, like basketball or football or soccer. Literally so many things that you can check out. You just need your ID, and then they'll take your ID, and then once you return it to them, then you'll get back your ID. So super simple. Honestly, the amenities is the best part about living at Flamingo for sure. And the next thing I wanted to talk about is the bus system. So if you live at Flamingo on your college program, you have access to their bus system. So what you'll need to do is you download this app, and the buses kind of take you all around property. So it takes you to all 4 of the theme parks, the different backstage areas that you need to go to. If you're working at one of the theme parks, every single resort, and it takes you to Disney Springs. And then there's also a bus that will take you to a Walmart nearby, and I believe a Target as well. And that's for if you don't have a car, which I didn't have a car in my program, and I was just fine. You're able to get all of your groceries, and you're able to go to work in the parks using this bus system. Now, typically for some of the buses, they come like once every 30 minutes. So that's why it's really helpful to have the app so you know exactly what times the buses are coming. But if you're going like later or earlier in the morning, they might only have a bus once every hour. And some things like the resort buses really do only come about once every hour. So you really have to check to see when your bus is coming. And for work, sometimes you have to show up 45 minutes early or 30 minutes early or something in there just so that you're not late for work. So you do have to consider that. And also a lot of the buses stop at multiple stops. So for different resorts, they might stop at 5 different resorts. Or like Animal Kingdoms, it stopped at like the Animal Kingdom Costume Facility, Animal Kingdom, and then like a few resorts after that. So each bus kind of has its own system, and once you download the app, it all makes sense, but they all have times. But it is a really nice and reliant way for the most part on getting to work. However, there have been a few times where I was waiting for the bus, and the bus came maybe 20 minutes late, 30 minutes late. And if that happens, sometimes you're late for work. Now, your leaders should be very understanding because it is not your fault if the bus is late. That is on them. And since that's their way of providing transportation for you, you shouldn't get in trouble if you're late to work because of the bus system. However, if you just miss the bus because you were running late, then it does obviously fall on you. So that's kind of the bus system. I really enjoyed it. It was really nice, really convenient, especially for not having a car. But if you do have a car, it will definitely be more convenient to have a car because you can go anywhere in Florida with your car. You can go to Universal Studios. And like I said, just driving to the park and driving to work will be faster. Like 100%, no doubt about it, it will be faster. So if you have a car, definitely bring one. But if you don't, the bus system is quite reliable. Okay, so next thing I wanted to talk about is the different classes that they offer at Flamingo. So because you're kind of still a college student on the college program, they offer certain classes for whatever you're looking for. Sometimes they've offered animation classes, hospitality management classes, some like Imagineering classes. So whatever you're interested in, they do have classes that you can sign up for. And they'll have like a teacher in there, and you'll just get to learn whatever the class is about, right? So they have a bunch of different classes, and then these classes are at East Campus. So they don't have any classes at West Campus. But if you live at West Campus, you can just go to East Campus to take these classes. They have a bunch of different classrooms. And I personally never took any classes, but I have friends that did, and they thought that they were really cool, really fun. But they do sometimes fill up fast. So just make sure if there is a class you want to go to, make sure you sign up for it right away. And leading into classes, there's things at Flamingo that are called events. They have different events as part of being at the college program. And so they have like the huge like DCP event that I talked about in a previous video, where you could be going to like Animal Kingdom on your college program with all your college program participants late at night, or Typhoon Lagoon or something like that. But then they also have smaller events. So for instance, backstage tours of different rides. Personally, I did the Haunted Mansion backstage tour, which was super, super cool. You got to walk through the whole entire attraction and they explained the history of it. I also did a Star Tours backstage tour where, again, they walked through everything. I got to see like how the ride vehicles moved from backstage. And I also did a backstage tour of Kilimanjaro Safari where I got to see where all of the animals live if they're not in the safari during the day, where they're kept at nighttime and whatnot. So these events fill up really, really fast. So if there's anything that that, I really, really want to go to this backstage tour, do this, you kind of have to sign up immediately because they fill up within minutes. So you just kind of have to figure out on the Disney College program. It's like a website where they have all the different stuff as part of living at Flamingo. So you just got to make sure you register for it right away so that you don't miss out on any event that you want to go to. Okay, so now for this part of the video, I just kind of want to talk to you about my experience living at Flamingo. So originally when I moved there, they put me in a 2x2 and I was in a room, a really bad situation, in a room where the roommate actually had a history of stealing things from previous roommates, and he smoked in the room, which is not allowed at all, and he was really, really dirty. So I had to go to the front desk and basically be like, hey, there's no way I can live with this guy. Like, he's disgusting. I don't want to say the word disgusting, but the room is disgusting. He was smoking in the room, and I personally just don't feel comfortable sleeping in a place where there's like the smell of smoke lingers. And then also just the fact that he was known to steal things from other participants. So it was honestly a really hard process to get moved into a room. They were not very helpful about moving me to a different room. They basically were like, well, unless you have like medical concern, there's not much we can do. And so I kind of just had to like keep pushing them and really make it clear that like I had to be moved or I wouldn't be able to continue my Disney College program. And so eventually they did. The day of, they did move me. I just had to talk to multiple people and be very vigilant about it. And then my next rooming situation was just fine. There were no problems at all. Of course there were some like roommate disagreements here and there, but for the most part it was a really, really good situation. So if you do end up moving on to your room and you realize that there's no way you're going to be able to live with your roommate for, a variety of different reasons, really make sure you go to the office and you're very vigilant about moving because they do not make it easy at all. I have multiple friends who also needed to move for different reasons, and they make the moving process a pain in the butt. They really make it a pain. So that's just something that you need to know about living there is you might end up in a really bad rooming situation. And you really, really need to make sure you make it known that there's no way that you can live there. And if you have to provide medical documentation of why, or if you have to say you have asthma, like there's a bunch of different things that you might just have to tell them in order for them to move you into another room. But definitely do it because you don't want to have your college program experience ruined because of a roommate or a housing situation. So that's really the only negative, I would say, to living at Flamingo is that it can be a really big pain moving rooms if you need to. And then, of course, it's also very expensive to live there, right? I can't quite remember, but on my college program, it was about $800 a month to live in my room. And I was sharing a room with someone, right? So that's pretty expensive considering, most apartments in the area, if you live in like a 3-bedroom apartment with your own room, it could be around $800 or even cheaper. So it's definitely very expensive, but the amenities that you get with it are really, really nice. And it's just nice to be able to live with all other college program participants. It's a really great way of making friends, of, just being able to pop over to one of your friends' place. You can just walk there instead of having to drive. So overall, I would say living at Flamingo was a really great experience. I had a lot of fun. You just really have to make the most of it and get out of your room and go to the pool or go play a game with people. Just, go try to meet someone. Because if you don't, it can be a really lonely experience. So definitely, get out of your comfort zone. Try to meet some people. And I think you'll have a lot of fun living there. Yeah. So, yeah, this is really the video on Flamingo and all of the details. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any other college program material. And also, I'm moving to Tokyo pretty soon, so just make sure to stay tuned because I'm going to be kind of filming a whole bunch in Tokyo. So you definitely don't want to miss that. And make sure to give this video a like if you found it helpful. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you guys so soon, alright? Ciao!